There are a ton of things coming soon to MLB The Show 24 that we will discuss later on inside this video, but for right now, let's talk about some collections that might be hidden from you and how to complete them the most effective way possible. So we're going to start things off with the starter collections. I mentioned this in things to do / not do before MLB The Show 24 came out, and now it's time for us to just go ahead and complete all of them. So you should have opened enough packs by now to where you have a ton of common players. And what I would do is, for collect infielders, I would go out of my way to select a common player. Do not go ahead and just press square and auto select, but individually select 10 of these players that do not have a team emblem on them. For example, Jose Rodriguez, as you can see, has the Chicago White Sox. You would not want to collect these players. Instead, collect every player that is a free agent with no icon. This is going to allow you to get some stubs. You're going to do the same thing for outfielders. I would prioritize, once again, all of these common outfielders that do not have any team, therefore they are free agents. You're going to rinse and repeat the process for the pitchers. And then for the uniforms, what I would do is collect the silver uniforms, especially the ones that you have duplicates of already. And the reason why you want to emphasize on the ones that you have duplicates of already is because this is not going to be the only time that we are going to be collecting uniforms in order to get some rewards from them. So make sure you guys go ahead and knock out all of those starter collections. Then in terms of live series, I made a video yesterday that you guys should check out that discusses the top 15 teams that you would want to collect right now. And I would emphasize on collecting any team that does not have a diamond just yet, especially those teams that have players that could possibly be upgraded to diamond. For example, you have a team like the Chicago White Sox where Luis Robert Jr. is an 84 overall, but I can almost guarantee you that he's not going to stay as an 84 overall for long, as eventually he is going to be a diamond within this year's cycle, as long as he continues performing how he has on his 3-year averages. And then there are some teams that are going to be exceptions when it comes to teams that do have a diamond, even if it is a singular diamond, like Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr., he's hitting over 500 right now. He does not have a 3-year average that weighs him down. If anything, it's going to allow him to grow in terms of overall a lot quicker. So he could go from an 87 all the way to a 90 within a month and a half, which will go ahead and drastically increase his price. So he's going to be one of those teams that you want to go ahead and knock out. And there are a ton of other teams that you want to take a look at that have those kind of players. For the GOAT collection, you really don't worry about it because you most likely don't have the Babe Ruth unlocked. You possibly could have the World Series banner or the 12-0 banner, 10-0 banner. But even if you do have those, you're not really getting much from it. So I wouldn't go out of my way to complete those collections just yet, unless you have the World Series or Battle Royale banner. That you might as well collect, and if you have Babe Ruth, obviously as well. Season collections, this is what I would do, and I have always advised this from the start. Do not lock in any card that is sellable. If we look, for example, at, I'm trying to find a card that is sellable, which would be the Battle Royale cards in particular. So perfect. If you look at this Luis Gonzalez, he is sellable. Although I most likely will want to end up collecting him towards the season 1 collection, especially if I need to later on in order to at least hit 280, then there I would go ahead and collect him. But since we don't know that yet, what I would highly suggest is when doing the collections, especially season 1 or any season in general, is to go ahead and individually select whichever card already has the no sell on it, because that means you most likely got that card from a program and it's unsellable, meaning you can never put it up inside the community marketplace, as opposed to the Battle Royale rewards, which you did end up getting from a program, but inside of that program they were choice packs, and the choice packs were not all unsellable. Instead, they were all sellable. So you might want to hold on to these cards till maybe later on inside the game cycle when they get a little bit more expensive, especially if you did not need to collect them in order to get all 280. For special collections, I don't think it's worth for any of you, unless you have done a very good job investing into the marketplace. I don't think it's worth for anyone to go ahead and buy any of these cards, especially the barrier breakers. And the reason why you don't want to buy the barrier breakers is because each one of these cards are free agents, and as you will see as we progress throughout this video, we're going to be talking about what's coming soon. And with what's coming soon, free agent cards are going to be no bueno. So one thing I would have loved for them to have done is to make the barrier breakers or any Negro League card in general apply to either the entire American League or the entire National League, because I almost guarantee you everyone would go out of their way to use these cards inside of their lineup because of the insane value that they bring. So that's just some food for thought if anyone from SDS ever watches this video. When it comes to collecting uniforms, like I said previously, there are going to be some uniforms that you went ahead and collected already inside that starter collection. Go ahead and collect all of the silvers. Over time, uniforms just depreciate in value. In general, they don't sell for a ton, but there might be some that have certain profit margins that will allow you to make a couple of stubs. But it is not worth the trouble, in my personal opinion. Instead of individually collecting these, what I would always do is just auto select all of them until you get 120. And you're going to rinse and repeat the process for the golds as well. The only ones that you want to be a little bit more careful and maybe go ahead and individually select the no sell are going to be the diamond uniforms, because sometimes there are diamond uniforms that sell for way above what their market value should be, and those are the ones you want to go ahead and sell while you can capitalize off of them, because as the game progresses they are going to depreciate in value as well. And then last but not least, I highly doubt you guys are playing Road to the Show like that, so it's very unlikely that you have a ton of equipment unless you've just been opening packs like a madman, or you did that ball player glitch. If you did that ball player glitch, you probably have a ton of equipment to go ahead and lock in here if you did not collect already. But this is something else that you would want to be very cautious on, because there are certain equipment, especially diamond, silvers and golds, and even bronzes when we get to rituals, they don't really matter that much, but there are certain diamond equipment that do sell for a lot. For example, let's look at these socks. 14.1k, 12k, excuse me. Those socks are selling for a good amount, so you might want to look at the prices before you go ahead and lock them into collections. But if you got enough of the lower tier cards to go ahead and knock out some of the goals, you might as well go out of your way and collect them. And then when it comes to audio calls, same thing. Just go ahead and collect the majority of them that are lower tier, and then look at the prices of some of the diamond ones, because those might be the ones that you don't go out of your way to instantly collect. Now, usually they have a stadium collection, but it seems like all stadiums are just widely available. I did not even realize that to start the game cycle off. But now let's get to the juicy part, and let's talk about what's to come. So if you did not know this already, make sure you go into the show shop and make sure you go ahead and buy the April Fool's pack, because the April Fool's pack actually has a diamond card in it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. You're just going to have to find that out yourself. Now, when it comes to the season awards drop 1, a lot of you might be wondering, what exactly is that going to be, Blade? Are we not getting Topps Now this year? And that's exactly what it's going to be. In previous MLB The Show cycle, we've had Topps Now have a similar program to the Ranked Seasons program, where the first drop allowed you to unlock it to a certain extent. In this case, it was all the way up to the Andrew McCutchen, and then the second drop would allow you to complete the program. It seems like that's the path that they're going to take when it comes to Topps Now, and that's what season awards are going to be. They're going to be in drops, and you're going to progress along the reward path as if they were Topps Now. We're getting a new headliners the second as well. And then the fifth, if you look closely, we are going to get 3 additional storylines. These 3 additional storylines are more than likely just going to be for Derek Jeter. I just don't see them adding more Negro League storyline moments to the current storylines, but you never know with SDS. I think though most likely it's going to be for Derek Jeter, and it's going to allow you to unlock some additional cards, most likely diamonds, that are more in the 90 overall range than the golds and diamonds that you guys picked up originally for that. And then the 12, this is what I was talking about when I said the barrier breaker cards and in general the Negro League cards. If they were not free agent cards and applied to either the entire American League, the entire National League, or one entire division, then everyone would use them, especially early on inside the game cycle, since they're a lot easier to obtain, and they would use them in order to complete Team Affinity. But since they are free agent cards, unfortunately, you can't. Now, the 12, which is in roughly 2 weeks from now, Team Affinity Chapter 2 drops. So if you're not done with Team Affinity 1, do not worry. When Team Affinity 2 drops, you're still going to be able to work simultaneously on both. But in particular, if you're using the Team Affinity Chapter 2 cards, you're going to be able to work simultaneously on both. If you're using the Team Affinity Chapter 1 cards, I'm not 100% sure if you're going to be able to knock out both of, let's say, the Boss PXP, but you should definitely knock out the Team PXP required in order to go. So if you don't have a Team Affinity plan as to what to do when grinding, don't worry, we're going to have you covered for that. And then the 12, along with Team Affinity, is going to be the new Battle Royale program that's going to drop. So we're going to have some new rewards ready to be redeemed, as well as a new rank program that's going to drop, meaning we're going to have, or not meaning we're going to have, meaning if you haven't hit World Series yet or have obtained that World Series pack, which I have not even started to work on, you better get your butt to working because you don't have much time left. And then obviously, last but not least, there is going to be also a new event coming. That's basically what I wanted to discuss today in today's video. And if you did end up enjoying today's content, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Check out the description for the Twitch, Discord, second MLB The Show channel, social medias. Make sure you guys are following. Have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.